7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hi, and welcome to the Marketing Essentials podcast. Our unique team helps small businesses grow by providing essential marketing expertise.
Hi, and welcome to the Marketing Essentials podcast. My name is W.Parmentier of W.Parmentier Photography.
I'm Justin Kerr of Kerr Design.
And I'm Alicia Piazza with Custom Marketing Solutions.
And together we make up
the Marketing Essentials team.
So today we are talking about 9 types of social media posts to fill your content calendar.
Yeah, so
Alicia,
sorry, Bill.
No, by all means.
Go ahead, tell us, Bill. Tell us all about it.
I'm going to tell you all about it, even though I'm not the...
So I guess I've been deemed the resident social media strategy person over here.
Expert.
Yes, thank you.
You know what you call an expert.
And it's a really simple topic, but I think a lot of times, like, we work with local businesses, and number one, they're busy.
Yep.
But the other thing is, even if they have the time to plan things out, they kind of overthink what they should be posting on their social media profiles, and they find themselves falling short of coming up with creative posts or ways to keep the content calendar full. And so just to define what a content calendar is when you can plan out the posts that are going to different social media channels throughout the month. And I recommend doing it for at least 2 weeks at a time, because then you're not sitting there and realizing like, oh, junk, I haven't posted something on my Facebook in 2 weeks and looks like I'm out of business or something. And you're just posting like the most random thing that has poor
Here's my
visual.
cat.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Here's a picture. And so that can be like not a good strategy. That is not a strategy. That is not a strategy for posting.
My strategy doesn't...
And
I start off, the problem is I start off each month with the best of intentions on getting a calendar together. Mm-hmm. And about a week in, I'm like, why didn't I do better? Why didn't I set this up? And I'm guessing for myself. So I struggle with that same thing. It's
just, you can use this for your personal profiles. So if you have a LinkedIn professional profile, the more you can post relevant content on your feed, the more you're going to show up to your contacts. Or you could use this on your business pages, your business Facebook, your business LinkedIn or Twitter, whatever it may be.
Now when it comes to like we've done the Facebook Lives as a group, but do you actually schedule out the lives too? The live events?
We can, yeah. Like for today, for instance, we knew we were doing a podcast today, so we could have put on the calendar, like get a Facebook Live done. And we did get one done, but we could have had a calendar. And honestly, we do have a calendar for posting. I don't know if we keep up with it, but we have a calendar.
You mean the one that I've never looked at?
Yes. And there's tools you can use. So there's pre-scheduling tools on Facebook. You can schedule things out in advance. I recommend doing some live because that's going to help you with the algorithm if you can schedule them in real time. Mm-hmm. But having it documented either on an Excel or a Google Doc, if you have a team of people who work on your social media channel, like there's 3 of us for the Marketing Essentials team, it's good to have it on like a dynamic, like a live document, like Google Docs, or Nicole Eller, who is in social media marketing, Ginger Green, recommended Airtable. And it's my new love.
She's a big Airtable user.
Yeah, it's awesome because it's like Excel on steroids.
Yeah.
And you can drop your pictures and your links right into that. But other people, if you have a client, they can access it and approve, edit something. If you have a team, this way the team knows what's going on, and you can color code and all that good stuff. So,
all right. So you know that you need to put together a calendar, and you talked about some tools for doing that. How much time do you spend each week in planning out your next 2 weeks of social media posts?
Yeah, it depends on the industry because it depends the type of content you're putting together. Because, for instance, if you're just curating content, so say you're in finance and you just go out and find like 3 articles on how to save for a home and how to up your savings, and you're curating content, pulling it in from other resources, that's a little easier. If you're creating your own content, like your own Facebook Lives, your own videos, and your own blogs, that's going to be more time, more involvement. So it really could span from a couple hours and getting, 3 to 4 posts scheduled out for each week, or it could be a whole, half a day if you're writing content. And
so we're going to talk about nine different types of social media content.
Yeah.
Is there a ratio? Or is there do you have certain amount of things each week you want to hit when you're scheduling out a month? Is it
Like a certain number of posts?
well? No. Some may be more sales specific. Some may be more just less more content driven, but not trying to ask for the sale on every single one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's a good question. I don't have one answer, but my general rule, because it can vary, is 80-20. So 80% of the time, you're talking about things that are relevant to your industry, giving away tips, tricks, and advice, relating to the community and the audience, what's of interest to them.
Yeah.
And then 20% of the time you can talk about yourself.
Yeah, that's what I was asking. I did it poorly, but that's
No,
what I was
it was a
getting
good
at,
question. Yeah.
is because you don't want to constantly be selling to a person or to a group of people because they're eventually going to catch on. Oh, look, every one of your posts
Right.
are asking for a sale, so to
Yeah.
speak.
Yeah, call us, click here, buy now. Like, who wants to follow that? But if you're posting things that are useful, relevant, and interesting, that's how you're going to keep your audience engaged. And so organic post, we do a lot of paid. I do have to say this because you can reach such a great audience with paid social media marketing, but organic posts are a necessary evil in a way. You're not going to reach as many people as you used to be able to, but they still have to be there because your page has to be relevant. And, here and there, like, you will get hits and it's free. So why not plan this out?
Is
and
there
why
a
not?
ratio for that?
You reach about 6% of your followers or less.
Oh, well, I meant like a ratio of organic to paid posts.
It really varies. I would say have at least 3 posts a week on channels like LinkedIn and Facebook and Instagram. Twitter is way more fast moving, and Snapchat and Instagram stories. So that stuff
So basically 2 to 3 times organically.
Yeah, organic, just to keep it going. And when you do hit a nerve or find something that's useful and interesting organically, that gives you an insight as to what you should be promoting in terms of advertising, paid content. So a big thing is like people don't know what to post. They're
I was
just
going
like,
to say that's the next
right,
question.
like,
Great. So now you know organic versus paid. What do you post?
yeah, and I think that's why they revert to the last minute kind of post, like buy from me, call us now. and so you have to kind of just be a little creative about it. So these are 9 standard things that we typically use for our clients. It is by no means all inclusive of the things you can post, but if you are just kind of like every month struggling to get stuff up there, these 9 different types of posts will keep your content calendar pretty full because you can reuse them. So I'm going to start off with testimonials. Now, a lot of people don't post testimonials on their Facebook feed because they think like, oh, it's on Yelp, it's on Google, or it's on Facebook itself. Why do I need to post it in the feed? Well, because taking that content from another channel or even the side of your Facebook and putting it in your feed is going to showcase it, and you can brand it, put a little template together, put your logo on it, and kind of showcase the obviously positive testimonials.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Bill was somebody I will never work again with.
yes, exactly.
The
Probably
hall
the-
of shame.
And I guess that would also go the opposite. You don't want to call out people that have done negative on your thing either.
No, I wouldn't feature that. But you're taking something that's living on these other sites and giving it, reaching new eyes with it when you can post it. So that's really simple. And do that every Tuesday. #Testimonial Tuesday or something like that. Resources and links. Another one that people forget about. They tend to just post stuff to their website. So if you have a blog, that's great. You can post resources and links to that. But like, for example, I'll post links to other social media blogs like Social Media Examiner or Social Sprout on Sprout Social on my Facebook because it's good content and it's things that people should know. And, we're a marketing agency. Our demographic cares about marketing trends and tools. So those types of blogs have relevant content.
Now, would you link back to that person? Like say, for instance, you're using Social Media Examiner. Would you tag them in that too if you could?
Yeah.
To try to get their followers to listen to?
Yeah, sometimes I'll tag say something. So I'll share the link and people can click through and read their blog, but I'll also give a little bit of commentary. Like, we love this blog at HubSpot and tag HubSpot because of X, Y, and Z. Like, we couldn't agree more with inbound marketing tactics or something along those lines. So it's just not like hey, here's a link, read it.
Exactly,
You're
yeah.
kind of giving like an oversight. Even do a little video saying, hey, I read this blog or this article. Here's what I think about it. It's a 5-minute read. Go check it out
Exactly.
and link to it. And so if you were a business, say you're a solar company, you don't always need to be posting about solar. You can be posting about tips and resources to make your home more energy efficient or green.
Sure.
If you're a yoga studio, maybe you're not always posting yoga exercises, but you're posting tips for clean eating that are going to help with your overall health. So think outside your industry. Think of things that your audience will care about when it comes to those links and articles.
Yeah, and I may be jumping the gun here, but I know I've heard you say before that when you're posting something like a resource, use the people in your company.
Yeah.
And because the fact that there's an image or a video to begin with will be helpful, but it's authentic to have somebody in your company demonstrating a yoga pose or demonstrating how you change a spark plug, in your car.
Like, so for instance, so you can curate content. That's when you're getting it from another website, but you can create your own content, and it doesn't have to be crazy complicated, because we just did a video about the technology we use for our podcast. We created our own content it took a couple tries because our
gimbal died.
Because my wonderful gimbal decided to have
But
the
that's
battery
okay.
die out.
We scrambled and we finished the video.
But the
So
cool,
it's
the cool
something-
thing, cool thing about that was it showed that we're human too. It shows that mistakes happen.
Very good point. Yeah. Don't worry about the details sometimes if you really have valuable content, and you can be fun with it. So our 10-minute, I think it took you like 10 minutes, Justin, to get that together. So you created content in 10 minutes that would be valuable for our users about the technology we use to create our podcast. I have a physical therapist client, and we saw organically that they were posting how-to pictures to do exercises for physical therapy in their feet, and it did really, really well. So we suggested that they make their own physical therapy pictures, and they're working on some, they want to do video in the future. Let Bill know about that one. And then
What? Somebody say pictures?
They just did, they did do some, the pictures are okay. They used an iPhone, and they just did a 1, 2, 3. This is pose 1 for your physical therapy. This is pose 2 for physical therapy. And this is pose 3. And they provided the list of how you would do this exercise at home. And they posted it as an ad on Facebook. And so it positions them as credible and knowledgeable, and it gives an inside look at their practice and how they use physical therapy.
Have to get professional. I know.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. No.
That's in the works.
We have said before that sometimes a social media post doesn't necessarily have to be high polish.
No, I think that's fine what they did now. If they were going to, say, repurpose that content and put it on their website and say, here's 9 different poses, you would want to have those photographed professionally.
Correct.
Yes.
Or if they were doing a video beyond a Facebook Live or something, if they wanted to do a TV commercial or even a branded YouTube channel, I would recommend taking it up a notch there. So that's another one. Number 3. We're only on number 3, so I'm going to try and go through these pretty quickly. We'll post all the links, and this is actually a whole list that we'll post for you, but contests and polls. Something that's going to get your users involved.
So interactive.
Yeah. Because social media, we forget, I think, that social media channels it's not a website, it's not a brochure, it's two-sided. It's a place to have a conversation, and it's a place to get people involved. So a content, sometimes it's really hard to just post an open-ended question and hope that everybody starts a conversation. So contests are a great way. And we've done some really fun things like post a pic of your dog or tell us a story. I have a restaurant right now that is struggling with coming up with new entertainment ideas. So they're going to do a contest, share with us what you'd like to see on Saturday nights, whether it be karaoke or live entertainment or more trivia. And for everybody who suggests a different type of, Saturday night activity, they're going to be entered to win a gift card to the restaurant.
Yeah. It's funny how you talk about those different activities, because I have a friend who just started a business doing musical bingo.
Yeah.
At different bars.
That's popular.
It's the new thing now. And that's something you wouldn't think about.
How does that work?
It's kind of hard to explain, but it's basically they play different types of music, and you got to find that genre or something that has to do with that in the bingo card.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
okay.
It's fun.
Cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So, but I mean, that's a great. Going back to what you were saying, when you put it out to the people that come and visit your establishment, now you're mining valuable
Ideas,
data.
yeah.
Valuable data, because that's going to help you to know what your clientele is looking for.
Yeah. And people love contests because they're going to win something, but it's also a chance for you to get that data and learn what your customers
Build your
want.
email list. Get
Yeah.
yeah. So it's a win-win, you know. And like I said, people like doing polls. You know, they'll stop and go, "Hey, that's interesting. Let me tell them what I think." Because people want to be heard. Ultimately.
Yeah. And social media is the place where they use their voice sometimes for better or worse. Yeah.
Yeah. So number 4.
Number 4. Go to
Moving
quick.
on. Feature other local businesses.
Now, I see
People
this-
forget to do this a lot.
So I'm assuming you're meaning, not necessarily meaning a competing business. You mean
Oh, don't do that.
Okay. Just,
We're good, but these guys are better.
Oh my God.
I'd like to tell you about somebody who's a lot better than I am.
No, but like it could be a vendor, or it could be a recommendation. It could be your favorite restaurant. Because if you're a local business, chances are you draw from the local community, a certain radius around your business. So tell people your favorite. You put a poll up of like, where's your favorite pizza spot? Ours is so and so. Or hey, shout out to this office supply vendor for being awesome.
You be careful in Rhode Island, because I did that one time.
Pizza
I asked
wars.
somebody. Well, it was calamari. You know, where's the best place to get calamari? Oh my gosh, everybody has an
their own,
opinion,
yeah.
and there's like 9,000 different places. You're like, no, this is the best. No, this is the best.
Just for the record, it's Chardonnays up in Seekonk.
Yeah,
Oh, they are good. Yeah,
do.
they're really good.
I was
just
going to
gave them
say
up.
Andino's on the hill.
Yeah, no.
Oh, on the hill, Zuma.
Zuma?
Is that how you say it?
See what happens?
See, we've already got
this?
3 different choices already.
We're
here,
hungry.
you know?
It's before lunch, so
Is that what it is?
it's sidetracked easily. But like I had a local restoration company that worked hand in hand with a trucking company that was also local, and they would share and tag the other company, and so that's a way to tap in to other local businesses' followings and just kind of engage with the local community, basically.
Sure.
Yeah, that makes sense, because if they're promoting you on their social network, now you're reaching their followers. In addition to
Exactly.
yours.
Exactly.
Yeah, and just show you support local business. We are a small business, so
Okay, so number 5 on the list.
Bill's gonna like this one. You want to read it, Bill?
Ooh, videos, Facebook Lives, and more videos.
Yeah.
I beat that drum probably to death.
Video, as we know, by 2020, 80% of online content is going to be consumed by video.
I actually saw a more recent one that's now saying closer to 90%. I'm like, are you kidding me? I guess part of it is people don't
Nobody
really
reads anymore.
We're all short attention spans.
What?
I was literally going to repeat myself. You got me.
Sorry.
We're busy though. We're really busy as a society, as business owners, and so video is a really great way to get your point across. And I'm not going to, harp on it too much because we already kind of talked about when you should use professional and when you should use Facebook Live. Professional is going to take a little bit more time. You're going to have a script. You're going to have to call a professional.
Sure.
But start with some Facebook Lives because that's going to get you comfortable in front of the camera. It's going to give you a gauge as to what your customers and your clients like to hear. And then when you have like a plan, call in a professional to kind of help you sculpt that video.
Yeah, that's one of the things I love is a client who's already been doing some Facebook stuff themselves, live videos, because now they're more, like you said, they're more comfortable in front of a camera. So now I don't have to spend that extra time trying to figure out how to coach them to be able to do a video
Right.
because you don't want them all stiff and,
And honestly, if you want to start doing video and you want to look decent, just go on YouTube. There's hundreds of videos that give you great tips on where to put the camera, lighting, what you should wear, how you should speak.
Yeah.
So there's no reason why you can't, go find some resources, get used to being on video, and then when you're ready to move up to hiring a professional to do video for your website or for other marketing channels, then you're ready.
Yeah, I'd say even your paid Facebook or LinkedIn ads, you want a more professional video.
Now, before we get on to the next one, just a quick rule of thumb. Shorter is better when it comes to, or is it not? I mean, it seems on Facebook nowadays, because you've got the shorter attention spans, you're not going to put a 5-minute video on Facebook.
No, but like you could, so it could be like a 30-second intro video, promotional video leading through to a 5-minute video
Yes.
on how to do your physical therapy poses.
And here's another interesting part to that is don't get so caught up in the audio portion of that.
Mm-hmm.
You want to have it as clear as possible. But an overwhelming majority of people are starting to use Facebook now in the
silent mode,
in the silent mode,
watching the
The caption.
watching these.
Using the
Thank you,
captions,
thank you for catching me on that one. But,
I forget the stat, but I'll post it. I think it's like 60 to 70% will watch it with the sound off.
yeah, so audio is not going to be that important, and of course, I'm being.
Speaking of audio,
Speaking of audio,
Bill's
I'm being.
phone is blowing up. He's getting mad Facebook alerts over there.
The volume is off. It's actually our next podcast interviewee. That's
so we
texting,
should keep it moving along. Number
moving
6.
Along. Q&As, and Bill and I did a combo of a Q&A and video for a local client, and it was a restaurant who wanted to feature his staff. So we came up with a bunch of interview questions about, and it was like more of like a personal look at his staff, his team members. Had really nothing to do with food, and besides the fact that we asked them like what their favorite dish was at the restaurant. But Q&As can range from written out, take your FAQs and repurpose that into a Q&A session, a short post, like maybe one question, one answer. You can do videos, interviews. You can do Facebook Lives where you have your guests ask you questions. Really, Q&As answer your customers' pain points. Yes. Or share an inside look at your business.
And again, it goes back to people wanting to be heard. We did a Facebook Live earlier today, and somebody asked about, how we
guests.
Guests.
Yeah.
So it's great. It's a great way of doing it. So, all right. So what are we up to? Number
7. Yeah.
7. I feel like we're doing the top 40.
7.
That's not even a thing anymore, is it?
No, Casey Kasem's gone, and I don't know who's doing it.
Casey Kasem. I grew up listening to that. Wasn't
okay. Trivia point. What cartoon did he do a voice for?
I have no clue.
Wait. I know this one.
Mighty Mouse.
No.
Just a random guess.
Oh, come on. I know this one. You're going to say it. I'm going to go, yes. I forget.
Shaggy.
Aw.
Oh, right.
From Scooby-Doo.
I love Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, he did the original voice of Shaggy.
Wow.
So anyway.
Events. These ones beat the algorithm, but think about like posting an event on Facebook particularly. Facebook tends to put these high up in the algorithm. So if you have a sale, a customer appreciation event, if you're doing a Facebook Live, create an event to showcase that.
That's a great idea.
So people forget about that. That one particularly works for Facebook, though, not so much like Instagram or LinkedIn as much.
Maybe LinkedIn a little bit. I've seen some people use LinkedIn, but Instagram. I think Instagram is more just quick snippets that people see, and I think Instagram is turning into sort of the alternate to Snapchat.
Yeah, because they have the Instagram stories now. So
yeah, it's all quick.
But I mean, so I guess the point though with that is that you don't necessarily have to have a physical event. It could just be like a special sale, like this week, everything, we're doing buy one, get one sessions for our gym or something. Number 8, closing in on number 9, guys. Number 8, community and cause related. So a lot of businesses do.
So it's like a charity type thing? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, in a way. A lot of businesses will participate in fundraisers, events, give to a cause, and they forget to feature that on social media. And I'm not saying that you should feature to be like, oh, look at us, we're like so great, and giving.
No, get people involved.
Yeah, so let people know what your business is about. Like, hey, we support Providence's youth soccer leagues because we believe, as
my phone's today just won't shut up.
Bill, somebody really wants to get a hold of you.
The sad part about it is I've got all the volume levels off on everything, and I'm still going off.
Oh well, but
sorry.
Like it's take 2. Letting the community know that you are involved with something is more. It can relate back to your mission statement as a company. It can be about your why. So we support Pawtucket's youth soccer leagues because maybe the business owner as a kid, soccer was really like a big part of their life and helped them. Something along those lines. Or like for me, it's dogs. Like I love dogs, and it's just there's something about a dog. I've always had a dog growing up. Like it just relates back to who I am, and you can share that by showcasing what your company is involved in and the whys.
Sure, that's great.
People forget.
Absolutely. And last but not least,
behind the scenes. We're really good at this one, I think. So as the Marketing Essentials team.
We've done a pretty good job with that over the years.
Yeah.
Years. Almost like we've been together for years. Over the last 6 months to a year. Let's put it that way.
Whether you want to see our faces or not, we give you like behind the scenes looks at, our podcast setup, Facebook Lives, what we're doing, what's to come.
Sure.
And you can use this in different settings. So if you have let's just say a dental practice, it doesn't have to be candid. You can use professional headshots and just feature a staff member with a quote about why they like working there. It could be, a staff member with their recent patient who had their braces removed. If it's
this also fits the same category we were just talking about, the question and answer with the client, the mutual client we have, as far as some of his employees. Mm-hmm. And we've also had John LaPointe from LaPointe Insurance on in the past, where he did a whole group of videos that talked about what his employees did and who they were.
Yeah. So behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes. It's a great way to do it. So video, photos, all that stuff is a great.
Yeah, John LaPointe's on, if you get a chance to check it out, at LaPointe Insurance on Facebook. He's local to the Mass
we'll
and Rhode
definitely
Island
put him
area.
in the show notes too.
Does a really good job with those videos. However, if you don't have time to do a video and hire a professional, then you could just do pictures. And,
and a quick bio.
Yeah. So people, and I see this on Facebook. I don't have statistics, but time and time again, when we can feature a product, we can feature a service, we can feature a website. But if we post an actual picture of employees, the team members, the business owners, gets more interaction. People like to see faces on Facebook and other social media channels.
So the bottom line is there's a bunch of different ways that you can promote yourself on social media.
Yeah, these are not all of them.
With a little bit of planning.
Yeah. This is just, I think I call this a starter list to, as I say, to get your creative juices flowing, because I think as you start doing these things, you're going to start branching out and being like, oh yeah, well, this worked. So why don't we try this, Or we saw a lot of engagement on this type of post, so let's do more of this. And just keep your content calendar full. Yeah. So, all right, wrapping up. We'll post this list so you guys can have access to it in written format and the podcast notes. But I think
that's about it. I think we got everything. I think we got a good summary of the different ways they can do it. Obviously, like you said, it's not all inclusive. So I think that's a good starting point for people.
Yeah.
And of course, if you're uncomfortable doing any of this, contact us. We get you hooked up with Alicia, and she'll help you set all that up for you.
Yeah. Well, all of us, because we all have our different video and graphic skills and everything. So
absolutely. But as far as the calendar itself, you'd be the person for them to speak to.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I love doing the calendars.
Nice. So I guess that's it for today, unless you had something else.
No. Let's give our little plug here and direct people to where they can find more about us.
Sure. So firstly, you can go to our website, themarketingessentialsteam.com. There you'll have access to our podcast. You will also have access to a contact page. You can get a hold of us. If you're one of those people that likes to listen on the go, we have our Apple iTunes podcast that you can just look up the Marketing Essentials Team there. We also have a Facebook page, the Marketing Essentials Team, on Facebook. You just do a search for that. Is it Marketing Essentials Team or just? Yeah,
Marketing Essentials Team on Facebook.
And then lastly, Alicia, want to tell about that?
We have a Facebook group so we can keep the conversation going beyond the podcast. It's called Little Roadie Marketing Support. You can post your questions about marketing. You can post your success, your challenges for local business marketing. So we welcome you. Just search Little Roadie Marketing Support Group.
Yeah, it's a great group because a lot of great conversation going on there. You do have to ask for permission, but Alicia lets a lot of people in, even the people that she doesn't like me. No, I'm kidding. And lastly, Rooms and Works. They have been generous enough to allow us to use one of their conference rooms for our podcasts, and they're located on Cromwell Street in Providence. It's a great co-working space if you're looking for a place to get out of your house and just be in a more business-like atmosphere.
Check them out.
Check them out. Give them a call over here. Sarah's her name.
Yep.
She's the one that takes care of the tours and can hook you up.
Cool. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, and have a great day.